So recently, it was brought to my attention that this tutorial does not give you everything you need to get started in the game by a long shot. So WASD to move the character, space to jump or climb over objects. You notice there's a little dot in the middle of the screen. If you point that at the object, normally it will pick you up there. And then you have C to crouch, and you can do that. This would also be your sneaking, but sneaking doesn't necessarily work in the game. And then W and double tap to C to roll. And then if you... Let's see if I could do a big fall. Nope. Or if you hold I and do the emotes, so say I'm dancing, or I do fall down. I want to stop dancing. I just hit space to stop. Pay attention to the weapon slots. Below the first two slots are for long weapons. They're for two-handed weapons. And the last four are for short weapons. But you can put a pistol in all of these. So any of the 18C or DE pistols you can put in all 6 slots. So yeah. If we pick fire axe, kukri, metal bow, steel axe, they're all gonna go places. None of these, this fire axe won't go anywhere, and honestly, it's useless. It's so slow. Break that boy down and get some steel. The metal bow will only go into slot 1 or 2. This kukri will only go into slot 1 or 2. This one, this is a steel sword, my bad. This is a kukri. It's a steel machete. It will only go in 4, 5, 6. Other things like this iron machete, this is a smaller one. It will go in 3, 4, 5, 6, but not 1 or 2. Same thing with the hammer, iron hammer. This is an arrow. Arrows, as far as I know, don't go into any of these slots, so I don't know why it's here. Anyway, so here's a DE pistol. So I can only pick up one, but here you... Oh, that is not true. You can put... I don't know why it's like that in tutorial. You can put them in every single slot. And this is M4. This will only go into 1 or 2. Yep. Let's see what we got up here. We've got clothes. So there's a couple different ways you can put on clothing. You can open your inventory by pressing tab. And you have your character skills, your properties, like your stats and traits and all of that, and your clothing is here. So this is all your clothing where you can check on the condition of it. Your traits are listed here, your profession, and your size bonuses are down here. And then all of your character properties are listed on this side. So you could absolutely take those from your nearby items or from your backpack and just drag them and drop them here. You can also click on them from your nearby items, and if that slot's open, it will automatically go there. You can also hover over the item and pick it up. And then, say you have another one in there, you can right-click it and hit equip. So we'll just get all geared up. We'll get camoed up, and we'll continue. These are bandages. So, yep, you have a bunch of statuses up here. This bleeding one's severe bleeding. You're going to right click on a bandage in your inventory to use it. If you don't have a bandage on you, this hammer right here is the craft on player button. So you can make bandages on you at any time. You need 2 fabric. Fabric is pretty common in the world. You can dismantle backpacks or clothing and get fabric. You can also get them from zombies. They drop fabric. So right click to use. The sooner you do it, the better. The bleeding is going to slowly bring your health down. Other statuses that will show up here is there's a blue icon that indicates that you've eaten a food that's giving you a food buff. And that buff might be something like your stamina's increased for 200 seconds or something like that. Another character that shows up here, character status that shows up here is going to be what looks like a red chicken leg, and that means that you have food poisoning. And those are the 3 ones that are pretty easy to take care of. Food poisoning, you just make a herbal tea with a medicinal herb and 2 water on the pot on the campfire, or you can use gastric medicine that will effectively treat food poisoning. The food buff, the blue one, is a good one. Don't worry about it when you see it. The one that you want to worry about is the red ones, the bleeding, and well, the food poisoning one's also red, but the bleeding, and then there's another one that looks like a little red germ amoeba thing. That means you're infected. Your antibodies have probably, it looks like this symbol right here in the antibodies. So your antibodies have probably been affected, and your health is definitely being affected. You, depending on your settings, you can recover from an infection. You'll need to use med kits. Your health will go down very low. Once you hit 0, you have to respawn. So, but your health will recover over time. Yep. So it tells you disease or injuries will show up here. Food poisoning, bleeding, or infection are your disease or injuries. When you're sick, that's going to be your red chicken leg food poisoning, and you just have to get the herbal tea or the gastric medicine. And then it doesn't tell you about the food buff in here, obviously. If we keep moving, we've got a bunch of building hammers, and we didn't have one before. So here's our backpack. So we can take off our backpack right here, and we can click on it with the left mouse button and nearby items, and we can move it wherever we want. So say we're heavy and we need to get up on top of this foundation. I've carried it over here. I'm still holding onto it with the left mouse button. I've opened my inventory by hitting tab, and I'm going to release it on top of here, and it's going to fall where I drop it. So to pick this up, I can click on it from nearby items. I can take it off by going to my character properties at the top of my inventory and plop it back down, and I can also hit F and use to access its inventory while it's on the ground, or I can hit E to pick it back up. The building hammer menu, this is going to change based on what you have unlocked in the tech tree. So right now I don't have anything unlocked in the tech tree. It would show up under workshop for the most part in the beginning. There are other things down the line that will show up in furniture. The refrigerator and the freezer are going to show up in furniture. All of this outdoor stuff, this is like starter base defenses here. And you have scaffolding, which is actually a very useful tool when you're building bases. And then you have all of your NPC buildings down here. Let's see. And then you have not a lot of decorations, but a decent amount. And then you have log racks, stone baskets, plank racks, things like that. These house numbers are actually very useful if you like to do labels. These boxes for storage they have built-in labels, but if you like to do the wardrobes or the side tables for storage, you can put the labels above them on the walls to label them. You have all of these pieces, glass materials, steel, brick, all of that, roofing. Yeah, but once we unlock stuff, it will show up here in the workshop. What does it want us to do? I picked up the building hammer. I did. Items thrown on the ground will disappear if they are not picked up for a long time. That is true, and they mean a long time. Stuff will stay on the ground forever. We grab some logs and sticks and rocks and stones and things. So we've got 7 logs. It only takes 6 logs to build a foundation. Easy peasy. So structure. Oh, to open the building menu, I have the building hammer equipped. I'm hitting the middle mouse button. It does have all of the controls on the screen always when you're holding the building hammer in case you forget. So it wants us to make a foundation. I did that. And then that center point, it talks about it snapping. So once I get it snapped to there, I can use my scroll wheel to move it around. So I could build over there, and then use my scroll wheel to build over there as well. Align the center point with an already constructed or planned foundation. The position will be automatically captured, so it snaps. Use the scroll wheel to change the snap position. Try planning a foundation here. Okay, I did that. And then this is something. Beams. Beams are a pain. These beams, the largest beam that you have is 4 by 1. So that is the largest amount of foundations that you can have before you're going to need an additional support. So you could build a 4x4 and have no problem with any of the beams being in the middle of the room. Beyond that, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. And then this is your standard 1x1, which is pretty simple. I'm not sure what thatched roof, no connection. Let me see. Oh. Curious. I've never used that one before. Load bearing of the house requires beams and columns. You need to place beams and columns before you can build walls and roofs. Not necessarily all the time. So like I've got my 4x4. Say this is my... Okay. So that's my outer wall of my 4x4. Let me get rid of this one. Okay, great. So if you plan on building things like... I don't have it unlocked, but I'll show you. So they have chest racks that you can unlock. It's pretty simple. You need a log, 3 stones to unlock the basic crafting table. And then to make planks, you just need 1 log to unlock those. We'll probably do that here soon in the tutorial. And then 3 planks in engineering level 1 for a wooden box frame. So this takes, I think, 5 planks and 2 simple parts to make. And these are the simple parts here. But say this is your outer wall and you want to have those storage racks with these wooden boxes on there. You're going to want to make sure that you build your base 1 1/3 high. That way you can put 3 boxes on that shelf instead of 2. And then you're going to want to use your beam. So if you look at the posts, you can rotate it using the scroll wheel also. It's actually pretty handy. You don't need this beam here. And then you can absolutely put all of the ones. You can go, you can kind of fudge it. So instead of having a bunch of beams there, you just need your wall touching 1 beam. So each of these are 1 log. So I saved 4 logs by doing it that way. So it's up to you. And then you're going to need the same up there for your small 1/3 wall pieces. But since they're placed there already, sometimes it's easier to access stuff by hitting V in first person. So if we delete these, and we delete these, and then these ones, it takes them away. But it doesn't take those away. That's curious. So we really do only need those ones. We'll slap some doors in there. Alright, moving on. What do we got? Here's your storage boxes. Okay, press R while dragging to rotate. Okay. I say just drag it into the box and then hit R. Don't hit R and drag it. That will do that thing. You can also, if you have stuff on the ground, you should be able to see it. I don't know why that one's not showing up. Oh, because it's a different thing. So, okay. Weird. I don't know how... It's like... These are never-ending supply materials. It's really cool. Okay, and then this is an important one. You have your bed. Straw mattress. This is under furniture in the crafting menu. It's 6 sticks and 20 plant fibers. So there are saplings on the map that are going to give you sticks and plant fibers. There's also small pine trees that will give you sticks and plant fibers. So that's pretty easy. You can almost build that anywhere. You're not going to be able to build a bed near a trader. So this is the old map, but you have traders up here and you have traders down here. You're going to have to go a distance away before you can do that. This wants us to make an axe. So you found your sticks and your rocks on the ground. You need 3 stones and 1 stick to make a stone pickaxe. If you do the starter kit, that's the only thing you're not going to start out with. So I suggest find 3 stones and a stick and keep it on you for when you inevitably need to smash a boulder and get more stones. 1 boulder is going to give you 21 stone. That's 7 pickaxes. That's plenty. But we can go ahead and build an axe. That one you can pretty much put anywhere in the hotbar. So you can put it in 1, you can put it in 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. I like to keep mine in 6. There's no tree, and there's no stone to chop either. So this is where it wants us to unlock and build a crafting bench. So if we grab some of these items, you don't need all of these things. You only need these 3 things for the crafting bench. So, but we have that in our inventory. We have sticks and stones and a toolbox. So if we go to that book symbol in our inventory and we go to skill, we don't have any. But we go to technology up here at this crafting bench. 1 log, 3 stone to unlock. Confirm. And then we would also want to unlock planks. Confirm. And so now all of those things should be in the crafting table when we build it. So it shows up under workshop. Here's our crafting table. So I'm using scroll wheel to turn it around. I can use Alt to move it side to side. I can hit Control on the scroll wheel to move it front and back. I can raise it or lower it using the Shift button. Actually pretty cool. It will snap to the walls. So say you want to put it on this wall right here and you want it to just be centered. I just hit the scroll wheel once from where I was standing and boom. Right there in the center of that wall. Very easy. But now that we have it set down, we're going to want to put away the building hammer and hit F to add all the materials that we have. I need 3 more logs, so grab those. Put those in there. And now, say we want to make a stone knife. I have to click on the materials to put them into this storage. This is the input and the output. So you hit stone knife, or you hit plank, or you hit arrow, or whatever you want to do, craft. It will do it down here. It will tell you the production time. This right here is the number on the left is how many you need to create the item. The number on the right is how many of those items you have in this storage area. So I have 3 sticks and 2 stones, and I only need 1 stick and 1 stone to craft a stone knife. So let's talk more about planks. So a lot of stuff is 1 for 1. Stone arrows is 1 for 1. Stone axe, stone knife, all of this stuff is pretty much going to be 1 for 1. But the logs are 4 for 1. So I have 5 logs in here. If I have it make 5 planks, it's going to give me 20, which is awesome because so the foundations are 6 logs, the beams are 1, and then the 4x4s, however, with the 2x1, the 3x1, the 4x1, they're all corresponding. So that one takes 4 logs up there. But these take 8 planks and 2 sticks. So if I make 20 logs, I can only do 2.5 walls. If I make 20 planks, I can only do 2.5 walls. 5 logs is half of the amount that you get from chopping down of the regular sized trees on the map. So you chop one of the big trees, you get 10 logs. That's going to give you 40 planks. And then you're going to be able to build only 5 walls out of that. So it's 5 walls worth of planks per tree. So see, we've got 2 of the 5 made and we've got 8 logs here, or 8 planks. I keep doing that, I'm sorry. 8 planks here. And then you can absolutely sit here and watch these make. See, I just got mechanics skill. So that affects this right here. I got engineering from building stuff, and I got mechanics from watching planks and arrows be made inside the crafting bench. So here, this one's almost done. It will show you right here. It'll pop up every time you get learn some kind of skill that will affect your skills here. I don't think we missed really anything else. Try unlocking workbenches in the tech tree by unlocking plank crafting. Build your own workbench and produce planks in it. Workbench will automatically complete the task. You don't need to be nearby. That's true. A lot of these crafting benches are crockpot. You can set it and forget it. It will just go. Press and hold the right mouse button for third person mode. And click the right mouse button for first person mode. So that is only true when you have a weapon in your hands. So that's the aiming. So if I right click, it will aim and it'll lock on. It'll zoom in to whatever's in front of you. if you double click the right mouse button, it will bring you into like the shooting first person mode. So I don't have any ammo in my gun yet, so we need to get some 5.56, which is the green box. And we'll hit R to reload. And if we stand back here and shoot, or we can double click and shoot. No problem. Improving your firearm skills or installing weapon mods can effectively improve recoil. So yep, that's what I was talking about in the other video. So I've got pistols, another, is that type 95? It's M4. Okay, is there one? So forces, P40. AK. Okay, they don't really have one that's similar to the M4. So I'll pick up these two. So these are both sniper rifles, but there's a difference in the damage, impact, knockdown, mutilation rate, and the speed. So the sniper rifle, 65, 110, 40, and 45. And this has a little bit. It has +5 in a couple of the categories, except they have the same impact. They both take 7.62. That's why I was looking for the Type 95, because it would be a good comparison for the M4. This is 46, 75, and 20, and I think the Type 95 is like 40, 65, 5, and 15 or something like that. And this firearm skill that they're talking about is going to be right here. So, do we have anything that... Oh, we do. Let me grab some more ammo. So, I have an M4. There's also this gun here. Let's see. I'll put that one in there. So, both of these guns, pretty much most of your guns that take 5.56 for the most part, are going to have different shot modes. So you can see I've got my M4 in automatic. If I hit B, it goes to single shot. If I hit B again, it goes to burst mode. And this one, the special forces will also do that. So automatic has a lot of recoil. If I just hold the right mouse button and aim at this target and just hold down the left mouse button to shoot without changing my aiming and keeping the mouse still, that's what it will do. It has recoil. It would bring your character as far up as they can look, which is crazy. So the single shot though, it will keep you where you need to be. So if you're low on ammo, I would go single shot. Burst mode, let's see. There's a little bit. So if you start aim low, so say you're, about this distance, and you start at about the kneecap on the zombie, it'll bring you up to the shoulder. Or you could start, like belt loop range. It'll bring you up to a headshot. So that's not a bad. Burst mode's pretty solid, I think. I normally go single or burst mode unless I have so much like infinite ammo. Then like a whole backpack worth of ammo, then yeah, we're definitely going automatic. Right? The other thing that's going to happen is your guns are going to, like the rest of your tools that you can make or find out in the world, or weapons you can find out in the world, their condition is going to deteriorate. They have durability. So to fix things like the melee weapons like this machete or the building hammer, there's no way to fix that. You just have to make a new one. But the guns can be repaired using gun oil. So if you put gun oil in your inventory, which I don't think they have here. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, that's 12 gauge ammo. Yeah, they don't have gun oil here. So you right click and you hit maintenance, lack of gun oil. So you need gun oil in your inventory to fix your guns. So the damage that I did to this, one gun oil would definitely repair that back to 100%. Also to mod your weapon, you take it out of your hotbar, put it in your inventory, right click, mods. So you have muzzle, sight, magazine, grip. All of the different mods in the game are labeled. They tell you if it's sniper, assault, pistol, SMG, whatever it is. Currently, all of the guns have mods that you can put on there except for the BM4 shotgun or the R80 shotgun. If you take a look at the mods for these, it does give a slot for muzzle, but we do not have access to those muzzles. As far as I know, they do not exist in the game. Other things that I would say are important starting out is it's very cheap. You can easily find stuff to make an axe, stones and sticks on the ground. If you're having trouble finding it, hit escape, go to video, scroll down, and turn vegetation down to low. That will help a ton for you to be able to find sticks and rocks on the ground. And then you get logs by chopping trees, and toolboxes are pretty abundant on any setting. I found a toolbox within like the first hour of playing on rare loot, so you should be able to find that. Build yourself a crafting bench and store your extra stuff in there. Put whatever you want in there. You can literally put anything that will fit in there and store it. It's not a problem. Do all the Tetris. You know? Other thing is, besides the bed being one of the most important things, I would say you also are going to want to get yourself a campfire going. So that's 1 stick and 6 stones. The starter kit comes with a pot, but if you go loot inside houses, in the kitchen areas, or in farms, a lot of times you'll find a cooking pot. And you need that to be able to boil water. If you go and drink out of the rivers or the ocean, you're going to have a probability based on your traits and just built into the game of whether or not you're going to get food poisoning, which will show up here as that red chicken leg, and your character status is up here. So you could go drink the river water once and get food poisoning, or you could drink it 5 times or 4 times and not get food poisoning. It depends on a lot of different variables. But you need a pot to boil water. You can boil water and put it into any of the water bottles, or you can, once you have metallurgy, you can make aluminum and a mechanics 3. You can unlock this canteen here, and it takes 1 aluminum in the crafting bench, in the crafting table, to make that. And then that canteen will hold 5 drinks of water, whereas the water bottles that you find, the small ones will hold 2 drinks, and the large ones will hold 3 drinks. So you're definitely going to want to build a campfire, a bed, and you absolutely are going to want to reset. Make sure you set your spawn point. If you're going from this point of the map down here, I would build another bed down here. Build as many beds as you want, just in case. And the crafting bench is a great like starter storage. You can build those little wooden boxes all over the place. You can build them on the floor. They're under furniture. They take 5 planks and 1 simple part to make. The one thing, they do not stack, so you can just set a bunch of them on the ground together. I'm sorry, I keep hitting 5 because that's normally where I keep my building hammer. Yeah, you can build a ton of them. Build as many as you like. Say you go loot a farm, you find a toolbox, build your crafting bench, build 3 storage, do food and water and medical weapons and parts, and keep the stuff in your crafting bench, build your campfire, and move on. But that's going to be important. You're going to want to find a way to get water. You're going to want to find weapons. You're going to want a place to store your goods. I guess I can go over this. So you have health, you have your water, you have your carbs, you have your protein. This is your mood. So this is affected by, if these things are all low and your sleep is low, your mood's going to go down. It's also affected when you read books to level up your skills. All of the books that you can find for the skills are these ones down here. Weapons, you can learn this stuff by picking a trait that increases it, or you can learn it by using those weapons. There's also traders that teach weapon crafting. And then this body, that's going to go up as you play. Also, the other thing with this tech tree is you can't zoom or anything, but the stuff's pretty much in groups, and it's laid out that is, it pretty much goes with your progression. So you unlock this, and then you have simple parts, which are like the root of everything in the game. And then you have iron, which is also the root of everything in the game. This takes you to tools. And then these are your fancy traps and fighting tools, which are really fun. The Molotovs and the grenades are very fun. And these fire traps for Horde Knights are awesome if you set around the perimeter. And then you have your planks, and that opens up a lot of the basic benches, but then you also have furnaces. I would say crafting table, plank, and then furnace is not a terrible starting route to go, because then you could work your way down this one. Once you're able to make all these ingots and bricks and glass, a lot of this other stuff you'll have the tools that you need to make it. So you have a basic medical lab. You're going to be able to craft bandages in this. You can also craft on player, but you'll also be able to make ointment, gastric medicine, doping, and medical kit at medicine 3. So this isn't a terrible starter one. If you build somewhere that's not near water on the map, then I would suggest the rainwater collector. You're going to need sticks, 5 fabric, and 3 simple parts, I think, to make this. So that's pretty easy one to get. You just need engineering level 1, and you can get that from building like a little base. Chemical lab. This one, unless you find fermented alcohol or day 1 unlock the cultivation box and have seeds for wheat, and then get your agriculture up for the fermentation barrel to put the wheat in there to ferment it into fermented alcohol. This one for gunpowder is going to take a while to unlock. And you need electrical for that as well. You have loom and sewing table, cultivation box, and hydroponics boxes are the 2 planters in the game. And those are much easier to handle once you have the greenhouse unlocked, which requires a blueprint. You also have agriculture workbench. That's where you make your bait and your fishing line and all of your seeds. So if you find a medicinal herb out in the wild, you can absolutely bring it back to your agriculture bench and make a seed out of it. Bees, the beehives that you make, the honeycomb comes from chopping trees down. You get honeycomb by chopping trees. It's not guaranteed. It seems like random. There's some trees that I think give it more. Other people would argue they don't. I don't know. But breeding pen. There's traders on the map that you can buy animals from. You can get sheep, chickens, pigs. But this is the path you want to work down for the most part. Crafting table, simple parts, toolbox, wire, battery table. And then once you open up the machining table and get down here, this is where a lot of the good stuff is. This is where you make fuel. This electric furnace is the fastest furnace. If you want to make glass and build out of glass, I would recommend doing it in here. This is also where you unlock steel. So you can make steel bars instead of having to find it. Sewing machine, you can make clothing and military backpacks. Oil well core is going to open up your ability to get oil to put into the advanced chemical lab to make fuel. This is the Gatling gun tripod. It's fun. And then you have your advanced parts here, and then all of this stuff is just down here is really honestly just quality of life. So you have a canning machine, so if you cook food, you can can it to have a greater hold time. Drilling tool and the well. You need both of those things to get the water storage station, which holds 500 liters of water, and that will feed into your sink and your shower. And you need the filter elements to put in your sink to have clean water, otherwise it'll just be dirty water and you'll get food poisoning. And then you have the karambit here. Unlocking this will take you down into all the steel weapons, like the chainsaw is down here as well, and the metal bow, and all of the fancy arrows, as well as bullet production. And then you have advanced medical labs. You can make your antibiotics, antiviral, and adrenaline. Adrenaline does work pretty well. It does use some of your antibodies up. But if you have antivirals that you can replace that with, it's not a problem. You can also use adrenaline as a great trading item starting out. It's worth 30 at the trader unless your traits have affected your trading ability. We have a stove, fridge, and freezer over here, and then we have some more electric. All these traps need to be hooked up to electricity. There's a flamethrower, blade trap, electric gill net. So this has this little square at the top with a bunch of spikes, and it drops down on the zombies. It's actually really cool. If you can make a choke point where they have to come through here and drops down on them on Horde Night, it's beautiful. This automatic spike trap is nice. It will just keep stabbing things from the ground. There's another one that's not automatic, the spike trap. It's a one-time use. You have to reset it every time. Same with this log trap. You have to reset it, but you don't have to put a log in there every time, fortunately. This fire trap is one-time use, and this landmine, obviously one-time use. Other than that, I don't think there's too much. The searchlight's really cool. I like to build it and have it shine down on wherever I'm having Horde Night, because Horde Night gets dark, so it's kind of fun. It's like a Horde Night theater. This part of the tree, though, with the vehicles, I have a couple of vehicles and a couple of videos on vehicles. These engines right here, the speed up device and the fuel filter, these both require blueprints, but they are all engines. So any of these, this engine is an engine, speed up device, fuel filter, they're basically all the same thing right now. They don't do anything new. They're still working on changing that. The simple armor, medium armor, and advanced armor. The advanced armor looks the coolest, but simple armor right now, I think, still has the best durability. Ordinary tires and these regular engines, when you find them out looting, they're going to be in perfect condition. These are the higher tier ones. So this is mid, this is high, this is mid, this is high level, whatever. So you're going to find these at yellow condition. These are going to be at red if you do find it anywhere. Same thing for the armor. But I haven't found any armor out in the world yet, but I'm assuming that what other people say is true. So that's the tech tree. We talked about skills. You can change your settings at any time by going to this information. The only thing you can't change is the map or the name of the save. Hygiene is a good one. Affects zombie perception, wound infection, and mood recovery if too low. So yeah, if you get really stinky, it can make your mood go down. Also, I don't think that there's currently any effect on zombie perception. But if you're really stinky, it does feel like there is. It feels like you're just a stinky guy running through the POI, and they're all coming from around you. Oh, but now that my thirst is in the yellow, once it gets down past a certain point, it will also go into the red, and I will have, down here in the bottom left-hand corner, I will have this other area with status effects. So each of these little symbols that are on the left of the bar for that stat will pop up in this bottom left-hand corner, and it will show you. So if my carbs are low, it'll be that symbol. If my protein's low, it'll be that symbol. I've only one time have I had all of them flashing at once. That was a rough day. But if you see something down here, it is related to your stats. So open up your inventory by pressing tab and get a drink of water or eat something or go and take a nap. So if you're playing single player, you can sleep as long as you want. If you're playing multiplayer, there's two or three ways I'd say that you can increase your fatigue recovery easily. Because for every 30 points missing, damage is reduced by 25%, and they mean it. So when you're using the bow and arrow, that's going to be, you're not going to get the full damage of that bow when this is down below 70. So if you're playing multiplayer, if you hit I and this button right here, you can lay down, and that will, your fatigue you can recover your fatigue by that. See, I went to 67, 68. So if you find a safe place and lay down, that's not a problem. And then you hit spacebar to get up. The other way is you all have to be, you can all pick different numbers, but if you all have to be sleeping in a bed or straw mattress for the time to go by and the sleep to go up here. Time's not going by right now because we're not in a real game. We're in a tutorial world. The other way that you can increase your fatigue recovery is by eating. There are energy bars in the game. There are tons of food that you can hover over and it will show you, attributes, and it will say plus 25 fatigue recovery or plus 20. And a lot of those foods, if you cook them, their stats will increase and you can get more. So if you have a ton of food, you don't necessarily have to sleep ever. You could just eat food until all of your stuff is full, or lay on the ground until it's full. I want to wait till the water's in the red so I can show you that. Let's see what else we missed. I'd love to be able to fall and show you what that looks like, because the ragdoll animation is actually so funny. Let's see. I guess I could build some stuff. Oh yeah, we could build some stuff. Okay, so let's go outdoor. We'll build some scaffolding. Perfect. Okay, we have planks in here. Let's make some more. Planks. Well, scaffolding only takes planks and sticks. So we should have enough for this one. We'll go up. Can't be in the building. We need 10 more planks for that. And one of the cool things about these scaffoldings is when you break it down, so if you hold left mouse button, it will demolish. If you hold right mouse button, it will repair. For some of these stuff now, if you hold E, it will upgrade, and you can use the mouse button to, as long as you have the items in your inventory, say you have whatever stones and iron you need for the window here, you can hold E and replace it. So if I wanted to do that, a stone one, I would need 15 stone and 1 log to upgrade that. Let's see if we can do. Alright, let's upgrade. So you don't have to break anything. You can just upgrade stuff. So you built out of wood just so you'd have a place, but you wanted it to be stone. Boom, no problem. Problem solved. Very cool. Alright, we built that one. Let's see. Oop. A couple more planks for that one. So you can jump from 1 story, no problem, and not hurt yourself. Which any more than that is rough. So I'm gonna make 2 more there. Our water is getting real close to being in the red. Oh, I have to. Yep. Come on, you can do it. Yep, there we go. Our water is 20 or below. It's in the red, and now we have the red character at the bottom of the screen. I mean, that's honestly, that makes so much sense for being a symbol for water, but I have seen players become confused and think that they are bleeding because it looks like a blood drop down there. Any of the disease or, where you're hurting is going to show up here, and your health and your antibodies are going to show down here also. So if you're bleeding and your health goes down a lot, and also from being scratched, your antibodies have gone down a lot, then this is going to pop up yellow or red, the little heart symbol, or this little amoeba symbol is going to pop up yellow or red in the bottom right hand corner also. I think we're... Alright, that should be enough planks. Let's go jump down from 3 stories. Okay. So... Oh, sorry about the dogs. Soundtrack of my life. So this is going to hurt. And we got launch. And we're going to wiggle and moan and groan a little bit. That took half our health. That's crazy. Would have taken more if we didn't have as much armor on and head protection. Because we have a decent amount of defense here. But yeah, so you're stuck on the ground, you're ragdolling. If you hit space, you can get up just like the tutorial said. But yeah, if you're starting out and you have any questions about how things work, or if there's basics that you think, something else that I didn't cover that you think is really important to know day one starting in this game, you know, stuff that should be in the tutorial, let me know. Let me know and we'll try to cover it. Or if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down. There's no stupid questions. Ask away. I love this game. If I don't know the answer, I'll find someone that does. But yeah, hope this helped. Hope you enjoyed. I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.